We think a lot about financial risk management. That's really at the core of what we do. So we look to the trends in the market. We look to adjust as best we can. We are, as you know, systemically important and very heavily regulated. So most of the adjustments that we make go through a very detailed review and comment process. With the new system, we'll be able to effectuate changes much more quickly. This major technology project is really transformative for us in that a lot of the design of it is intended to make us more nimble, to respond to all sorts of things in the future and being able to adjust with more alacrity, really, to changes that happen. And it's good timing because we're seeing a lot of change happen.
How is OCC preparing for policy changes?
Having spent a lot of my career in Washington, it's interesting to see what's happening right now. It's certainly unprecedented in many ways. At the SEC, of course, we have a new chairman in Paul Atkins. He is someone who's quite well known to the securities industry, having served as a commissioner before. One of the other interesting things is that he has said and written a lot on his views about securities industry and regulations. So perhaps more than any other incoming chairman, we have a peek into how he thinks about a lot of the issues. That because the two other Republican commissioners who are there, Commissioner Peirce and Commissioner Ueda, have worked with Chairman Atkins previously, they'll be able to really hit the ground running. I think we already see a quick focus on crypto, both at the agency and on Capitol Hill. I expect to see some action there. I think in terms of markets, he's a very knowledgeable person on market structure, both in terms of the equities and the options. And I think they'll take a look at the current structure and some of the rules and see what they want to do.
Is it going to be a problem that the SEC is losing so many people?
That remains to be seen. We had Commissioner Peirce speaking yesterday, and she touched on this topic. There's a lot of deep experience at the SEC. There are a lot of career staff at the SEC. So they have good bench strength there. That being said, I think there are always impacts when you lose a decent percentage of your workforce, and I'm sure they're going to have to adjust and realign to make sure they can take care of everything with the team that's there.
How do you continue to inform and educate with so many changes?
Government relations involves a lot of education. Policymakers are always changing. The staff is always changing. So it is a constant flow of educating and re-educating. A decade ago, when we would go to Capitol Hill and start to talk to people about derivatives, you would start at the very first point. Now you go and a lot of the staff are already trading options. They know, they have an account. It's a reflection of the retail investment and particularly from younger people in this market. The conversation has shifted a little, but the need remains the same. And in Washington, you have a variety of experience levels working on these issues. So you need to be nimble enough to speak to the newcomer who doesn't know anything or the policy professional who's been dealing with it for 20 years. In investor education, we have really made a lot of effort to upgrade all of our offerings over the past couple of years. We've introduced a full curriculum that is 9 courses, interactive, very detailed, but that's what I will call the largest meal size offering that we have. I like to say we offer meal size, snack size, and bite size, depending on what you're in for and what you have the time and attention for. We try to meet people where they are, which is something that you hear about a lot in education, but it is important. You don't want it to be a barrier to getting the education, the format or the length. You want people to sort of be able to choose how deep they want to go at any given time. Everything that we do now is animated, interactive. We're doing some live things in addition to our recorded webinars. So we're trying to adjust as everything comes along, and we're doing a lot of outreach with the university community.